Oh, carb loaded meal makes you sleepy. But like, don't athletes carb load before they do marathons and things? Probably because they don't have a lot of body fat to use as energy sources. Interesting thing, the human body. Anyway, that was a delicious meal. I haven't had this in a while, and this used to be my favorite. We used to get it all the time.
Okay, Chantel, we know you're not an athlete, girl. What are you talking about? Carb loading and being an athlete? I have a sneaky suspicion somebody listened to my reaction to the spaghetti meal the other day when I specifically spoke about carb loading and my days of being a distance runner and carb loading. And you mentioned about the runners there. It's really because you want to get those glycogen stores in that liver, girl. So when you're starting to run low on energy, you're going to release more of the glucose out of your system. So you might add a little bit more in so that you got a little bit more pedazzle. But I always say it's not the day before, but the day before that. Because the day before, you could still be digesting that food on the morning of your run. And that's a big no-no for runners. You really want to be clean of the bowel. Just because it's lighter to carry. So not to be, specific. But anyway, yeah. All right. Hey, this is Ray. This is Life and Vibe. And I got a little bit TMI there. So today, I was going to look at her, that Bakari dish, but she came out with a roast smothered in gravy chatty mukbang. Luckily, it's only 16 minutes long. So we're going to take a look at that. But before we do, I did want to let you know I have released memberships to my channel. So if you are interested in joining, I would say, hey, go ahead. We got lots of benefits. We got some fun emojis. We got lots of different tiers and so forth. So take a peek at that. I would so appreciate it. And I'll show that full video at the end. Okay, guys. Maybe. It's long. I need to do a sound over. Okay. So just, let's get the disclaimers out. No, this is going to be fair use. You know how it goes. Chantel, I'm going to modify and make changes to your content and put my own commentary in there. Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't want to have to roast her. I obviously am a registered nurse here in the United States, licensed and certified, but she is defiantly not following her physician's orders for her diet as an unmanaged, uncontrolled type 2 diabetic. And her glycemic index on that rice must be off the charts. And it's like every day. All right. She's not an athlete. You don't need to carb load. Oh, my goodness. Trigger warnings, too. If you have any sensitivity around issues to do with eating, EDs, and that to you is something that you find difficult to see, I say just click away. It's okay. I don't feel any personal slight against it. Okay? You do what's good for you. Always, always. All right, guys. Let's just get over to Miss Chantel over here. Oh, I was not this one. The other one. The other new mukbang that she's got out for us today. She's just desperately putting out one mukbang after the other. It's like 2 a day almost. It's like every meal we're going to have to experience Chantel filming it and talking about nothing. All right. I'm going to make sure she's sped up, guys, to 1.25 because she's too slow otherwise. Okay. All right. And this is actually going to be my first ever. Members get to see this video first. And then after 24 hours, I'm going to release it to the general public. But as of this time, this is a members only exclusive at this time. All right, let's go.
Hello, foodie beauties. Get a cameo. Get a cameo. Oh, get.
Can't get out of there quick enough.
I actually made this bird myself. This is the double breast. I don't think I'll be eating all of that. The leftover Bukhari rice from yesterday. There was enough leftover rice to feed both of us, and there's still probably going to be some leftover.
Oh, sorry, guys. I don't know why.
And I made a chicken gravy with the drippings from the chicken. Yeah, I will post my recipe somewhere if I remember.
Great. Let's take a look at this. Oh my God. There's half a chicken on that place and more rice than anything I've seen. I think the recommended amount is, what is it? A third of a cup at 15 grams. That would be like a little palmful. And this girl is obviously thinking that's probably a reasonably small portion. I see 0 vegetables there. Where are the greens? Where are the vegetables? You have no all those cucumbers. I mean, you could at least put some cucumber slices out there, girl. Something, some spears, something. Unless you pickle them all. Jeez. Okay, great. Chicken drippings. Yeah, great. Let's get the fat. Let's, you know, you're not an uncontrolled, unmanaged type 2 diabetic with non-fatty alcoholic liver disease, no gallbladder, probably multiple heart conditions that you're just not letting us know. Probably skin lesions that aren't healing. What else? I think you've had 2 pulmonary embolisms. You've obviously had, you know, I believe it was cancer and had to have a hysterectomy. I mean, you've had a lot going on, girl. You had a lot going on. And you're going to do chicken drippings, 2 tablespoons of butter. Okay. 2 tablespoons of flour, 2 cups of water. Oh, great. 1/4 cup of cream and that would probably be heavy cream with Miss Chantel here because that's what she tends to buy. She's got some ketchup, which, you know, that's whatever the 1.5 tablespoons is of sugar in that ketchup because ketchup does contain a fair amount of sugar and probably sodium. Then we got the black pepper, the chicken bouillon cube that potentially also has a decent sodium quantity, and obviously more salt. Why not? We just didn't get enough salt in the butter, the cream, and the ketchup and stuff. Yeah, bouillon cube. You got to get more salt in there. I don't think this is anything that, yeah, that doesn't sound healthy. That sounds like something that's going to get your cardiac system in some trouble, girl, as well as your, you know, type 2 diabetes and your pancreas.
But yeah, I don't have my ring. I'm not divorced. It's just because I was doing some messy cleaning and I just
How many cups of rice is this? Let's see, like 1 cup here because it's a platter. Look how deep this thing is. I mean, this chicken's almost like fully immersed into this platter. So this has got to be 1. I want to say at minimum, she's at the 3 cups of rice again, which, if you all know, is probably 135 grams of carb if it's about 3 cups. 90 to, if it's 2 cups of rice, but that's a deep platter. I want to say 3 cups easy. I think, you know, that's a lot of carbs, girl. 135 grams of carb. Most of the time, you should probably be aiming for something a little bit lower. A lot of times, your doctor should set that carb goal for your meals. And I think that goes over probably around the, you know, 45 to, I don't even think it goes that high, but maybe about 45 grams of carb for an entire meal. And that would include a little piece of fruit as dessert. 47 grams, say, of carb. So the chicken obviously doesn't have that, but you know, there's going to be some potentially with the flour and the gravy. So that could add a little tiny bit, but the rice alone, you know, is beyond what you need to be eating. Like 3 times as much, probably,
take it off for that, so.
if not more.
Anyways, Married couples, do you guys wear your rings all the time? Like, do you never take
No,
it
you
off?
make
Some
me
people
so
are like
small.
that, you know? I'm usually like that, but sometimes I do, like, depending. I don't want it to get, like, lost or dirty or whatever. So, all right. Bismillah. Yeah, I love chicken. It's going to be hot, though.
I don't know why she has to eat so much with her hands. She's a 40-some-year-old woman. It's like you can't do a knife and fork at this point. There's no napkin. Her sleeve is probably going to go across that chicken soon. I just think it's really uncouth at this point. It's really bad manners. Everyone, but it must be for her fetish folk. Just saying.
Of course. This is going to be a messy.
Oh, she got some tails.
Messy
Fun.
mukbang. Yeah, everything is pretty much drenched in gravy, so beauty bite. Oh. My gravy.
I mean, where are the vegetables? I mean, your plate should be probably half of non-starchy vegetables. I don't see any of that. You could do some mushrooms or something, and they'd still give you some protein too. I mean, there's cucumbers. They are perfect. You could do all sorts of stuff. I don't see any of that. This is so unhealthy. It's going to take hours to digest through your system. And there's no roughage here. I mean, I just can't support this. Even bodybuilders eat damn broccoli, girl.
I'm not going to get a fork. Yes, I'm lazy, whatever. So anyway. I can't sing it, but you probably don't know what song that is. Anyways,
I haven't ate animal products in probably well over 40 years. So it's very difficult to have me watch this person like tear through half a chicken. It just is really unnecessarily gross, in my opinion. She doesn't trigger warning her content for anything. Luckily, I do for mine. So I don't know. I might have to speed her up when she's handling the chicken because it's just gross. It's so barbaric and she's nasty. Sorry,
too much time on
just my opinion.
This and
is a terrible meal.
And the song that's trending right now is Bronski Beat, Small Town Boy.
Oh God. Oh my God. No, you do not get to talk about Bronski Beat. Okay? Get that banned out of your mouth. They don't deserve to be in your mouth. They are far too beloved in the UK for that to escape your mouth, girl. That's what Toho Sewell. I get gay pop. But Jesus was disco, girl. Sorry, this isn't about JoJo Sewell. But did she not know what disco was?
If you've been following my channel for a long time, you know.
What?
You guys are going to like think I'm being dramatic, but I'm literally traumatized by that song. So every time.
Why would you be traumatized by a Bronski Beat song? This better be a good reason, girl.
It comes on. Ugh. Anyway, it's trending on, at least on my For You page, like it's like an 80s dance challenge.
Right, the song came out in the 90s.
People are like filming their parents, showing how they would dance to that song in the 80s. No,
I don't think Bronski Beat came out in the 80s. I want to say it was the early 90s because I was at college. Maybe it was the late 80s. Maybe. Seems like more early 90s, but maybe late 80s. Maybe.
You got me wrong.
I'd be happy if anyone put the date in the comments.
I need to chew my rice more. You ever get like rice that goes down really hard? No, don't get me wrong.
No, because most of us have good dentition. Like, we have good teeth, so we chew our food. You are missing teeth, or your teeth are probably abscessed. So, and you just shovel food down your mouth. So it's a whole different thing. So no, I don't experience that actually. Sounds like you got a problem
Some of them have pretty good dance moves.
Esophagus goes to the tummy.
But that song, no. Let's just say it reminds me of A Weekend from Hell. Anyway. By the way, for those of you who've watched Baby Reindeer.
Oh, God. Sorry. It's the chicken. It's the fact that she's just attacking this chicken. You know, I don't enjoy this at all. I find it really actually quite like unappealing. And it makes me glad I don't eat this stuff. And I just think it looks barbaric at this point. I know people enjoy it, but it's just sometimes when you haven't, you know, it's just hard. And the way she just tears at stuff and never uses cutlery. Maybe she used a knife and fork. I could just about bear it.
Did you know that Piers Morgan interviewed the Martha? Her name is Fiona Harvey in real life.
Yes, I did. I haven't watched it.
And of course, Piers Morgan interviewed her because people found out who she was. The internet will find out anything. And she's now claiming.
I want to say that she made herself known, maybe. I don't know. Or people kind of, I don't know. I haven't seen it. So what can I say? I think there's more behind that.
To be the victim and wanting to sue Richard Gadd, who is the actual victim in the story. So,
okay, we're speeding you along, girl, because you're really dull. Yeah, okay, whatever. Sorry, guys. She just, whatever.
Because one of the pillars of Islam is zakat, and that is it's an obligation as a Muslim, if you can, to donate to charity. And generally the rule is 2.5.
She's looking so swollen at the moment. This is like her 8-ball look. So she looks like she's like not 8-ball, but pinball, like at the pins at the bowling alley. She looks like look at how the shapes are with the eye makeup makes her look like she got a little like pin head and then the little cone shape here for the bowling alley. But she's I don't think these filters are doing a good job. She's super swollen here. Look at this. Just nothing to talk about. What is she on about now? Islam, sorry. Apologies. Not like that, but I'm not paying a lot of attention to her because I don't think she's a source of any good information. Apologize.
5% of your savings. Or your money for the year. So
let's just examine the size of spoonfuls. I think a lot of us creators pointed out. I mean, just the amount of rice and the size of the meat. I mean, why this much? She should be aiming for about 3 ounces. She's probably got close to that in that spoon there. She's so just gluttonous, which I understand in Islam is haram. So you're sitting, this is why, when she talks about her faith, it's sometimes difficult because she doesn't seem to really follow its virtues because she shouldn't be gluttonous like this. And she's very uncharitable and very ungiving and tries to scam people out of money, least we forget. She's a PayPal scammer.
We did little, I used to always like donate before I was Muslim. Like my donations would consist of here and there, or anytime you would check out at a store and they would ask you, would you like to donate $1 to blah, blah, blah? Sure.
Yeah, whatever, liar. We know you're a liar. You haven't done anything charitable in your life. Full of it.
But learning about zakat and the true meaning of charity and how it's an obligation to Muslims,
Girl, you're the one taking this charity, because I think this water bottle is part of the like Kuwait food aid program. And I think that's how people have recognized that you've been getting your groceries through a food bank for helping the needy. So all you're doing is taking other people's charity. You don't give for. So sit here and talk about it all you want. You're the one who's taking, and you shouldn't be. You tourist visa in another country, and then you take them from their food charities. You really should be embarrassed and ashamed of yourself, but you're not, and you're a glutton, and you're going to show everybody your gluttony on camera. Good job.
makes me feel like I'm at least doing something. Like we're not just hoarding all our money and like actually helping people. Because I always say, and that's why I'm not focusing on hate or negativity anymore, because none of that is.
Because if you get a strike in the next 90 days, you're going to be 2 weeks off. And then if you got another, your channel would be permanently gone. It's got nothing to do with anything but the fact that you got to behave at the moment. Because otherwise you would get a channel strike. It's not because you feel charitable, Chantal. I'm sorry. She's just a terrible liar. And we're going to be talking about this with a very smart person soon. Just to give a heads up.
Is going to matter. Like the only thing that's going to matter, fancy cars, huge homes, everything you worked so hard to build, an aesthetic home with all kinds of trinkets and all this and that, how many cars you own, if you own a yacht, none of that's going to matter. The only thing in the eyes of God, the only thing that's going to matter is how kind you were in life and trying your best to make a difference in some way.
Well, then you failed miserably because you're not kind. And the only difference that you currently make is that you eat so horrifically that it actually encourages other people to eat better, go see the dentist, and start an exercise program. So, but that's because they see the content through my channel. And I love giving free health information and sharing smart, intelligent people just to talk about these topics. It's never anything other than for education and informational purposes only. But I like to have a platform that people feel that they can learn good health information based on evidence-based practice. You, girl, have charitable acts. Couldn't even take care of your cats. Okay? You screwed over your friend's credit. So how is that kind? If you can't even be good to the people who are good to you, like your friends, then nobody actually believes that you're good to strangers. The fact that you can't even take the time to purchase a second seat to make sure that people are comfortable on a plane around you shows me just what a narcissistic, arrogant, self-centered human being you are. You're vile. And a glutton. And a liar.
And the intention behind those good deeds.
You can't even name a good deed. You can't name a single good deed except saying that you supposedly topped up at a cash register when they asked you if you wanted to round up 4 cents to give to the children's charity. You can't even. That's it. You've done nothing in Kuwait except take from the food bank. And what you're saying now, you're tithing off, or I apologize if that's not the term in the Muslim faith, but part of 5% of your income? Heck no. Liar.
If you do them for personal gain, it doesn't count. So, yeah, we basically give like almost 3% of our earnings to zakat, to charity.
Lies, lies, lies. Nobody believes you. You know why? Because you're sitting there being a glutton in front of everybody. So it undermines your talk of charity, girl, because you've taken stuff from a food bank. It undermines your talk of charity. You have no receipts that you're giving 3% of anything. You have the audacity to try to tell people that you're moving back to Canada and scam people out of money through a PayPal fraud. You overcharge for your stupid cameos. You're just not a good person. You're not a good person. It's almost embarrassing to hear you try to convince people you are.
And it's on a yearly basis. And when you think
if you're not paying your taxes at home in Canada, of which you owe tens and thousands of dollars of, and you're literally escaping your home country because of it, then no one believing extremely swollen left cheek or whichever side of the face it is that you are giving 3% to charity. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. If anybody actually believes this, I feel really bad for them. This glutton is trying to convince people that she does charity. Okay, whatever.
about it, that money, I mean, probably would have just gone in food for me, or coffees, expensive coffees.
Food bank queen. Taken from the people of Kuwait.
It makes you appreciate what you have. Like, wow, I have this income, and I mean, we're not rich.
No, girl, we all know you get food bank haul from like the food charity, like reduced cost food. That's why you get all this dry product. So you out here trying to tell people you're giving 3% and stuff. No one believe you. I'm sorry, I keep saying it. It's just irritating to hear her. She doesn't even pay her taxes in Canada. She's just the worst scummy person on the internet. You really are beyond Chantel this time. I'm done.
But
you're not a good person.
Still, yeah.
Cruel to animals too.
Know, it's important. It's an important thing in Islam.
This woman is horrendous to animals. She had her cat so poorly treated, so mistreated, so emaciated, claws digging into their pads. People gave money to take care of those cats, and she just spent it on herself. She didn't care. She just said, it's my money. Now this glutton is trying to tell people that she's all charitable and stuff. Don't believe it, people. Please don't believe it, ever. God, I know there's people who watch her because they think reaction channels are terrible. I promise you, we've been watching this lady for a long time. Some of us from the background before we started channels, but we've been watching him.
And I admire that. And I really am trying not to be a selfish person in life anymore. I have been at so many.
Girl, you're still selfish. What are you talking about? I just explained you don't get a second seat on the plane, so you don't worry about the comfort levels of the people traveling around you. You just are on a wing and a prayer that there's going to be a spare seat on the plane, that you get 2 seats. Digging in those hands with that carcass. You're nasty. I'm sorry. I know I'm sounding really harsh on this one, but she's atrocious today. She really is. The charity thing is just, after she did that PayPal beg scam thing, now she's talking about giving charity in a country she's not even a resident of. Give me a break.
At points in my life, I've been selfish.
You're still selfish. It's not ended.
So,
glutton.
That's one of the things that's really softened my heart a lot. is how big.
So she just took 135 grams of carb, probably, with a ton of chicken drippings on it. Gosh, look at this. Look at the glow up queen here. Oh, she's just ready for her glow up.
Others.
You don't do anything for anybody, Chantel.
Well, that was good. I'm not going to eat the rest of the chicken. I'm going to take it off the bones, figure out something to do with it.
Something
Maybe
gross.
a chicken noodle soup or something. I don't know.
More
But
carb.
yeah, man, I had the most horrible nightmare because before going to bed, one of the last images I saw.
That's because you eat late at night. I think that might be what's affecting this. All right, just if she starts to talk about really something really asinine, I'm clicking out.
As I was falling asleep, was I didn't know who this person was. It was just something that was on my For You
Yeah,
page
I
for
have
some
no
reason,
interest. Okay, sorry.
And I put like a bit of liquid at the bottom, water and a bit of olive oil, so that the juice is already there. You just take the chicken out of the pan when it's ready, and I make the
that's
gravy in the
nasty.
same.
Okay.
To me, banter about all kinds of different things, and yeah, I wish you all well. I hope you're all doing well.
Okay, bye. All right, guys. I couldn't even. I'm sorry. She just irritates me at all times, and that meal looked disgusting and it's super unhealthy. I'm sorry. Just covered in chicken drippings, gravies, and a mountain of rice. No vegetables. Just marvelous. She must be out of bread. She must have already ate up whatever that naan bread was that she had. Oh, gosh. Okay, guys. I really do appreciate you being here. I'm actually just going to play out my little membership thing. If you want to watch it till the end, I appreciate it. Otherwise, we'll catch you later. All right. Bye.